The book, Resilient, by Sevetri Wilson is a valuable resource for anyone interested in entrepreneurship. It provides an intimate account of the author's personal journey, from self-funding her first company to securing ongoing capital for her second. By sharing her experiences, Wilson offers valuable insights into every step of the business building process, from developing initial concepts to securing financing needed for growth. If you have a brilliant idea for a product or service and want to create a successful business, this video will guide you through the process. You will learn about the different options available to you, including whether to seek investors and how to build a quality team. Throughout the video, you'll discover important concepts such as the key ingredient that can win over investors and the secret to business success. You'll also learn how investing in a business is similar to being married. With the guidance provided in this video, you can make informed decisions about how to structure your company and take the first steps towards making your entrepreneurial dream a reality. Whether you're working on a shoestring budget or have access to significant resources, the insights shared in this video can help you build a successful and resilient business. Idea 1. As a fledgling entrepreneur, you may be wondering how to finance your amazing business idea. With the hype surrounding startups securing millions from angel investors, you may believe that fundraising is the only way to go. However, there is an alternative approach that can help you successfully build a company without investors: bootstrapping. Bootstrapping involves using the resources you already have, such as your own expertise and a small amount of your own money, to cover initial costs. This approach allowed author Sevetri Wilson to grow her first company, Solid Ground Innovations, into a 7-figure business. Depending on the type of business you want to start, bootstrapping may be the best option for you too. One of the main advantages of bootstrapping is that you retain full control and 100% ownership of your company. This means you don't have to host regular board meetings or report to investors, and you get to keep all the profits. However, bootstrapping does come with some disadvantages, such as limited cash, which can slow growth, and taking on all financial risk. To determine if bootstrapping is right for you, consider 4 questions. Will it be low investment to start your company? Can you start your company without needing to hire anyone else? Is there a clear market for your product or service? Are you an expert in money management who can control your budget? If you answered yes to each question, bootstrapping may be the best option for you. By carefully considering your options, you can choose the financing model that best suits your business needs and take the first steps towards building a successful and sustainable company. Idea 2. Founding a company can be a thrilling and rewarding experience, but it is important to consider the personal cost before embarking on the journey. Starting a business is a demanding undertaking that requires a lot of time, energy, and resources. Before investing your time and money in your business concept, it is important to reflect deeply on whether this is the right path for you. One of the first things to consider is the market for your product or service. You need to identify your ideal customer and determine if there is a demand for your product. Talk to potential customers about the problems they are experiencing that your product aims to solve. This will help you to differentiate your product from your competitors. The second thing to consider is the resources needed to get your product on the market. You need to work out the minimum amount of money you'll need to make a viable product and decide whether you're willing or able to cover these costs yourself or whether you'll need to find other funding sources. You also need to determine whether you have the skills to do the legwork yourself or if you need to hire people with special skills. Finally, you need to consider the amount of time you'll need to invest in your business. Building a successful company requires a lot of time, effort, and sacrifice. You'll need to decide whether your new venture will be a side gig while you continue working at your current job, or if you're willing to use your leisure time to start and run your business. Being a founder can be a tough and lonely journey, so it is important to understand the sacrifices you'll need to make to achieve success. By reflecting on these crucial points, you can determine whether founding a company is the right choice for you. Idea 3. Outsourcing work can be a cost-effective way to grow your business without committing to hiring full-time employees. However, it's important to be careful when choosing who to work with. Freelancers may not have the same level of commitment as employees, and collaborating remotely can present its own challenges. To find quality freelancers, consider using platforms that curate talent like TopTal or Andela. These platforms only accept a small percentage of applicants, ensuring that you're working with the top tier of freelancers. Referrals from other entrepreneurs or industry groups can also be a good source of reliable performers. Keep in mind that if there is a lot of work being offered, attracting talent to your project may be difficult, so you may need to pay more or offer more flexible working arrangements. Recruiting through an agency can also be a viable option, particularly if you're trying to build your first viable product. However, agencies will build their fee into the freelancer's rate, so it can be an expensive solution in the long term. Before choosing an agency, do your research by reading reviews and talking to people who have worked with them before. Ultimately, the key to successful outsourcing is to recruit wisely. Take the time to find the right people who will be invested in your project and deliver quality work, and your business will be much more likely to thrive. Idea 4. When it comes to securing investors for your startup, it's not just about having a great product or service. In fact, it's more about you as an entrepreneur. Building strong relationships and selling yourself as the right founder to bring your vision to life are crucial elements to successfully raising funds. Building relationships with potential investors should begin long before you actually need money. This can be challenging if you're not in a major startup hub, but don't underestimate the value of your local scene. Look for private investors, often called angel investors, in your area. By creating opportunities to meet people who may be interested in your vision, you can begin to build relationships and gain their confidence in you as a founder. Your ideal first investor is someone who truly believes in you and your ability to turn your idea into a successful product or service. They'll have faith in your determination to get your company off the ground. Look for people who are not only willing to invest in your idea, but also willing to provide guidance and support along the way. Remember, many people have great ideas, so you need to focus on selling yourself as the right person to turn your idea into a reality. You must demonstrate your passion, skills, and experience, and show that you're committed to making your company a success. By doing so, you'll be more likely to attract investors who share your vision and are willing to invest in you as a founder. Idea 5. When seeking funding for your startup, it's important to use the power of storytelling to win over investors. Storytelling can be a powerful tool in capturing the listener's interest and motivating them to take action. To develop a compelling story that will inspire potential investors, you need to identify the problem your product or service solves and explain why you're the ideal person to provide the solution. Practice telling your story until you're word perfect, but make sure it sounds genuine too. If your solution addresses a problem that you've personally experienced, your investors will see that you understand your future customers' needs. It's also essential to have a strong existing relationship with the person you're approaching. If they know you're passionate about the field your new company will be helping, they'll be confident that you have the knowledge and insight to create a viable solution. It's important to let the nature of your relationship with a potential investor guide your approach. A close relative may respond better to an in-person conversation, whereas a former college classmate may prefer a call and follow-up email. If the person you're approaching has never been an investor before, be clear about the risks involved, including the possibility of losing their money. By telling a compelling story that highlights your passion, knowledge, and ability to lead a team, you can win over potential investors and secure the funding you need to turn your idea into a successful business. Idea 6. As an early-stage founder seeking funding, it's important to carefully evaluate the real cost of every pitching opportunity. While competitions like TechCrunch Disrupt may seem like an attractive option, they come with a price tag that includes travel expenses and the risk of not winning despite a perfect performance. In contrast, accelerator programs can be a good alternative as they offer funding, support from advisors with expertise, and networking opportunities. Accelerator programs typically last for 3 months and provide around $100,000 worth of funding in exchange for 5 to 8% equity. While this may seem like a high cost, it's important to consider the additional benefits, such as the opportunity to showcase your startup at a demo day and gain exposure to other investors. It's also important to note that the percentage of equity given to the accelerator program is not always negotiable. However, Wilson found that quietly negotiating behind closed doors can lead to a reduction in this percentage. Ultimately, it's important to weigh the costs and benefits of every pitching opportunity and determine which one aligns best with your goals and needs. Whether it's a pitching competition or an accelerator program, be sure to thoroughly prepare your pitch and approach the opportunity with a clear understanding of what you hope to gain from it. Idea 7. Repeatable revenue is a key ingredient to building a successful business. While the excitement of the sales process can be alluring, a predictable and consistent revenue stream is what ultimately drives growth. This requires a focus on 3 key aspects: generating leads, effectively targeting customers, and tracking conversion. To generate leads, allocate team members to focus on identifying and pursuing new business opportunities. Once you've established a sales process that works, document it and make sure everyone on the team is following it consistently. To effectively target customers, create a detailed profile of your ideal customer and reach out to people who fit that description. If they work for a company, try to get a personal referral from a colleague to make a more meaningful connection. When you do connect with a potential customer, ask about their goals and demonstrate how your product or service can help them achieve those goals. Contact marketing is another effective tactic for reaching busy executives with many gatekeepers. Identify your target and personalize your outreach by researching their interests and finding creative ways to reach out to them. Remember to keep detailed notes on each interaction to track your conversion rate and evaluate the success of your sales strategies. Ultimately, establishing repeatable revenue requires a focus on consistency and predictability. By building a process that generates steady cash flow, you can reinvest revenue to drive growth and ensure long-term success for your business. Idea 8. As your business grows and gains traction, you may consider raising funds through a Series A round of financing. This round, which refers to a company's first round of venture capital funding, is critical to fueling your company's growth and achieving important milestones. However, it's important to approach fundraising with a level head and a strategic mindset. Before embarking on a fundraising campaign, carefully evaluate how much funding you'll actually need to achieve your next major milestone, rather than simply aiming for the highest amount possible. Be sure to have a clear understanding of your company's key characteristics, such as its viable business model, scalability, adaptability, and market traction, and be prepared to articulate these to potential investors. Timing is also important. Consider when to launch your fundraising campaign so that you can maximize your chances of success. And when negotiating with potential investors, don't be afraid to seek legal counsel to ensure that you are getting the best possible terms for your business. Remember, the relationships you form with your investors will be long-lasting, so it's important to approach investment opportunities with care and consideration. Rather than accepting the first offer that comes your way, take the time to evaluate each proposal and make sure that it's the right fit for your company. By keeping a level head and taking a strategic approach to fundraising, you can set your business up for long-term success. Summary. Another piece of advice is to prioritize repeatable revenue in the early stages of your business. This means focusing on generating steady cash flow by establishing a sales process that consistently generates leads, targets customers effectively, and tracks conversions. It's important to document and distribute this process to your sales team to ensure everyone is following it. Additionally, it's crucial to keep a detailed log of every interaction with potential customers to evaluate the success of your sales strategies and conversion rates. When it comes to subsequent fundraising, it's important to keep a level head and focus on how much funding you'll need to reach your next major company milestone rather than simply aiming to raise more money. It's also important to evaluate whether it's the right time to start your fundraising campaign and work with a legal counsel to ensure your deal terms benefit you. Finally, approach investing the same way you would a marriage, and don't just accept an offer because it's on the table. Reflect on whether each proposal is a good match for your business and long-term goals. Now, thank you for taking the time to watch, and if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more great content. Trust me, you won't regret it.